All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Which, if any of you guys watched the last Realms game I streamed, I kind of confused that too.
I was kind of hoping you would do it and say Realms of the Wild
Realms
today.
of the Wild. And I just realized
Tears of the
Yeah, I was gonna
Tears
say,
of the Realms.
hey Jody, there's something else you mixed up too.
there's something that involves realms, and I got kind of trigger happy on the word tears, and now everything is tears, and I'm in tears, and you're in tears, and
We're in tears together.
anyway, hi everybody. This is my homebrew game. These are my homebrew people. I didn't homebrew the people. I'm assuming their parents homebrewed them. I've never
have a belly
actually
button.
checked. The best thing about that, Chex, is on my screen, Imp is directly above you, so you looking up looks like you're just looking at him incredulously. But on the overlay, Crexney is directly above you, so it just looks like you're looking at Vetus going, "What are you doing? Why did I bring you here?" So, yeah, announcements. My review, my in-depth review for the latest Power Ranger book came out last week, I think. It was like Friday or something. It's on my YouTube channel. It's long, but not quite as long as my other ones. And it's a cool book. I like it. It's Power Rangers. I have an unhealthy obsession with them. The new season of the final season that uses Sentai footage of Power Rangers comes out, I think, in November. So I'm slowly watching Dino Charge, so I know what's happening. These are not words an adult male should be saying, but just an adult in general. But I like Power Rangers. It's cool. And they
Yeah, I mean, little Karibo's been watching Kamen Rider, so.
Kamen Rider's really good too. I wish we got more English adaptations of that.
Yeah.
Maybe if we ever play Power Rangers ever again, you'll have a pirate Power Ranger come in.
And then never acknowledge that it's a pirate. It'll just have skull and crossbones. It'll have a cutlass and a blunderbuss. And nope, we don't talk about pirates. It'll come in with a Jolly Roger and on a pirate ship, and it'll just be like, "My name's Frank, and I don't like the water." I have strong feelings about Power Rangers Super Mega Force.
Yeah,
Me too.
I'm pretty sure everyone does that's watched that series, and yeah, there are feelings.
Anyway, so watch my YouTube stuff. My YouTube channel, for no explicable reason, my YouTube channel continues to grow slowly. People watch my videos and subscribe. Like, if it continues on the at the rate it has been going for the past couple years, by the time I retire, I might qualify for the YouTube Partner Program. So,
Ooh.
yeah, it's fun. I'm meeting lots of cool people through it. I've had one-on-one communications with one of the authors of the Power Rangers RPG. He's a super cool dude.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, Power Rangers is cool, and anyone that says otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about and should be ignored. Any other
Harsh,
stuff?
There.
D&D Beyond did, for Master Tier subscribers, they did launch their new Maps program in Alpha. It's basically kind of a very, very trimmed down virtual tabletop. I'm not planning on switching over anytime soon, but I've played around with it. It is very nice. Is that a Popper?
Oh, puppy.
Popper! Hello, Popper! Sorry.
He always wants to come up here when you guys start talking. No time else. Now he's gone.
He just likes my voice that he can't hear because it's going through your headphones.
You probably can't hear it though.
Well, I
Maybe.
guess they have good hearing. But yeah,
I do have.
so anyway, it's interesting. I definitely recommend, if you've got a Master Tier subscription, check it out, because it is an interesting thing. It does a few things better than Roll20 does right now. However, Roll20 has a lot more things that it does. So not planning on switching over anytime.
Here's my advice. I'm gonna make this one request to anyone. Try it out, check it out. Don't listen to certain YouTube channels who have immediately gone to "this is ruining D&D."
Yeah, I have no idea why that would be a thing, but as Imp and I discussed before we went live, it is an early alpha.
It's not even beta testing; it's alpha.
And that means it's not even a full program. It is just a part of a program that they want us to try and break so that they can fix it. Like, that's the entire purpose of an alpha. So
I do like the feature they showed us on the demo where you could literally bring in a picture and you can set the size of whatever the 5 is supposed to be on the square.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to play too much with importing my own maps or anything into it, but
it looks interesting for an alpha.
It has generic, they call them basic maps. So if I was running the game and you guys, this wouldn't happen to you guys because you guys don't get into combat. But normal D&D parties, no, if you guys are just wandering around and you got into combat, I can just pull up one of these basic maps and not have to have 7 different maps uploaded and ready. They just have, I want to say, like 24 different generic maps, including one that's just a boat, which I thought was hilarious. So yeah, that particular feature, which is something that doesn't exist in Roll20, that for me is a huge game changer. Just having some maps that I can just pull in and use without having to draw them myself, without having to catalog them myself and set them up so that the program uses them right. All that stuff I theoretically can do in Roll20, but it takes a lot more effort. And is a bit of a headache for me, which is why I don't generally tend to do it. So, yes. And as always, anytime a new competitor enters a market, one of 2 things happens. 1, they leave the market very quickly because they can't compete. Or 2, everybody gets better to compete with them. So more competition is almost always a positive for the market. So even if this isn't the most amazing tabletop ever, if Roll20 has to give you the ability to erase or draw Fog of War instead of creating little polygons and hoping that you can get it to clear the way that you want it to, I am all for that. Anyway, I think that's all the big stuff that's happening, at least in the RPG world, or the tabletop RPG world. So, I think that means it's time for us to return to Tears of the Realms. I had to do it for Chax. All right, it's time for us to return to
You've got to get my accent on.
The Veil.
Lemon bars of the tears.
The party has discovered something bizarre. After entering the building that they affectionately call the Elevator, they discovered a monstrous, mountain-sized creature that seemed to be a combination of beholder and dragon. That was in the middle of this massive chamber, miles wide. They explored around this chamber, went into a few side rooms, but weren't able to figure out too much, so they eventually decided to enter into this strange, confined beam of light, where they discovered being in the beam of light was nice and relaxing and calming. After dealing with those issues and finding out a lot of the issues that Smegwick has with his own family, the party is currently deciding what to do next.
No, me and Reggie are still having therapy circle, sorry.
Oh, and beholders just burst out of this giant creature skin every so often.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Reggie said some things that
Reggie said some things.
He cannot take back now that the girls have heard them.
Allie,
So,
Crexney, and Arai are sitting on the sidelines eating popcorn.
yeah.
Uh-huh. I don't know from where we
You
got
guys-
popcorn, but
Don't ask.
Don't-
It's Arai.
You guys have gone through the butter. You're now in the kettle corn.
Arai is essentially
Okay.
Captain Jack Harkness. Just don't ask.
You're not wrong.
So, when we last left everybody, again, Smegwick and Reggie were kind of absorbed in this beam that not only kind of relaxes you, but also kind of tunes out everything that is not immediately next to you and making some sort of physical contact. Crexney was in it as well, and Arai and Aoi decided to pull her back in, or pull her back out of the light. And I believe that's where we left you guys last week, right? Am I
Yeah.
missing anything?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Hey. Yeah, for some reason she found me even cuter than I already am.
Yeah, she gave you
I
a
mean-
squishy face.
You are adorable, so...
Oh, I sure am.
So, let's start off with Crexney, Aoi, and Arai. Crexney, as you come out of the light, it's kind of like if you've ever had to kind of like jump out of the shower because something is happening, and that abrupt feeling of it's very nice and warm, and then you're not in, and you're just like, just screw the world. This is the worst experience ever.
Yeah, I hate having to come out of the shower.
Oh, that's
That-
right. You mentioned the come down. Yeah.
So there is that kind of feeling of now that you're out of it, like the world itself just doesn't feel good. Your clothes are scratchier than you remember them. You're noticing every little sound around you, like even just the building itself. There's all these little sounds of machines doing various things. Everything about everything around you is just off-putting. And you don't like the fact that was it Aoi that went in to get you?
Yeah, I did.
You don't like the fact that Aoi has kind of pulled you in, and you're still feeling kind of sore from where Aoi grabbed you. There's no bruises or anything, but it's just everything about this just is not pleasant to you in any way, shape, or form. That being said,
I remember I complained when I got out, saying that it's not fair. I don't want to be here. It sucks. I guess I'm just gonna pout because I think they're still fighting, right? They're
No,
still talking.
yeah,
No,
They're
we're.
still
Well, I think
talking.
I
they're
think this one,
bonding.
I think this
They're
one,
bonding.
we're sitting like crisscross applesauce on the ground now, just like chatting back and forth, and like
Would I be able to be in a mindset to make decisions like, okay, we have to get them out now, or am I still just like in a bad overall mood?
That's entirely up to you. Like, depending because of kind of your history and the things that you've gone through, you've been in unpleasant situations
Yeah.
before and have just kind of muscled through them.
Okay.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
you used to build ships.
Okay.
That's not a particularly cushy job.
occasionally
Well,
you probably get the jerk who goes like, "Can you just add this? Can you make that
no.
work?"
And then you had to not kill
Right.
them. So,
I'm gonna then turn to Aoi and say, well, if you got me out, we're gonna have to get them out.
Okay.
So
Ready with the rope?
I guess
Did I ever let go? Well, the popcorn. Hold on.
Wait,
Arai
throw the-
wipes the butter off
puts
of
the
his
popcorn
hands.
back
and grabs-
inside.
Yeah.
yeah, just watch Aoi as she goes,
gone.
or not Aoi. You just watch as Arai just goes boom, and the popcorn is just not there anymore.
Ah.
You start
I-
looking
you know-
for sleeves that can
you know
be
what?
going
This is,
under.
this is the best ability ever.
You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna like. I can make it in D&D Beyond. I'll just make a common enchanted object called bucket of popcorn.
Bucket of popcorn.
we've just added what your path of wild magic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently part of the path of wild magic barbarian includes the ability to create popcorn, which to be blunt is not that far off for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't one of the effects like wildflowers appear or something?
There's
I know there's sparkles appear.
the
But,
thing with the wild
oh.
magic barbarian is most of the
Yeah, he's such
effects
a shonen.
have mechanical benefits because there's only I think like 8 or 12 of them. I can't remember which it
8.
is. There's only 8 of them, whereas with the wild magic sorcerer there's 50.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more kind of useless effects that happen, like turning you blue or making
Featherbeard.
other weird stuff. So it was that was one of the only things that I was like, I mean, I get that mechanical benefits useful, but I kind of would have liked to see you raging and then your eyes just, instantly turn into like giant anime eyes or something. Or you have a full-blown, magical girl transformation.
I mean,
That
there's
would
one.
be cool.
There's one where you rage and a pixie or something will just fly, and they just go kamikaze, and they detonate. They're like, "Oh, I've been here all 6 seconds." Oof.
That was fun.
I'm
We
Mr.
haven't seen you do that
Meeseeks!
yet. I just know that's the effect.
So yeah, if you guys want to do that, I will say, getting either. Do you guys want to go for Reggie or Scissors Smegwick first?
I'll go for Smegwick, you go for
Megwick. No,
I would just like
one
to
of us
point
is
out that
staying
during
out.
this whole time, Reggie is now like openly crying about his mom, who is like never been
Assassin.
around.
The assassin who's never
Well-
been around.
Smegwick is
but
starting to
mostly
braid
about
his-
how
his-
she's never been around.
Is very limited amount of hair. Sure.
No, let's get out Reggie because it's kind of funny to see a chill Smegwick.
Wouldn't one of us be able to get one each?
See, Reggie's a bard, so I imagine at some point he just whipped out bongos.
I can probably use Ogon to pull me out if you pull Aoi out.
Eh.
Well, you're out, so
I'm saying if we both go in at the same time to get
I mean,
them.
I mean, Ogun might not even be
Oh,
effective.
yeah.
He won't be. Ogon can technically go and grab him. Yeah, I'll send Ogon.
Open
See what happens.
with us?
Yes. Ogon came with us since the beginning.
Ogun is
Yay.
always here.
Everywhere.
Ogun just
He
doesn't
comes.
Well,
just
I
doesn't
remember
say
we-
much.
We went through
Yeah,
the trouble
he-
that we went through the trouble getting Reggie and Arai up there, so that way they could
Yeah.
hoist.
get everyone up.
Yep.
Ogun.
So yeah, I'll use Ogon. See what happens.
Okay, sure. So what I'm gonna have, go ahead and roll me athletics checks for both Ogon and Aoi.
Okay.
While they're doing that,
Does he get mine? My -1?
he should have his own strength score. And unless it lists on, because you have a stat block for him, right?
Oh, I
think
see him. Yeah.
yeah.
Steel Defender saving throw. That's
Yeah,
all he
unless
saving
he-
throw.
Unless it specifically lists athletics, just
Yeah.
make a strength check, not a saving throw, just a strength check. So whatever their strength modifier is, add that to their d20.
Okay.
He only has armor, speed, saving, damage, conditions. That's it.
Give me a couple seconds. here.
It's a little
Oh,
funky.
wow.
It's a little funky with Artificer, and there used to be a monster sheet you could reference, but it's actually not entirely accurate. And I don't think you can access it anymore.
Oh,
unless you already have it.
I actually gave her a monster stat block. So give me a second.
But you may want,
Okay.
yeah, that's what a lot of people have been doing as a workaround.
I
You
have
want
it in
me-
extras, my defender, and it just has AC and hit points and speed.
Okay, so let's look. All right,
You
so
want me to
if you
give you
click
my
on
result in the meantime?
hold it for just a second. If you
Okay.
click on Ogon, Steel Defender of Krexny, on the right-hand side, their full stat block will show up. And it'll also show that their athletics modifier is a +9.
I don't see Ogon. I guess maybe I don't know
So
where it's
under
at.
your if you in your character sheet, if you click on extras,
Yep.
you see Battlesmith Defender, you see name,
Yep.
and then it says Ogon, still Defender of Crexony.
Yes.
Just click
all the
on
way on
that,
right. I see it. Oh, gotcha.
and then you
Okay.
can see it gives you your entire stat block there.
Gotcha. So strength. The strength is +2. Okay. 14.
Yeah, but if you look down, you'll see saving throws, and then you'll see skills. You can see it has an athletics skill of +9.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you'd roll yours with a +9. We'll get your roll in just a second. I have to explain what's happening to the boys. So, Smegrick and Reggie, the longer you've been in here and the more you've kind of been bonding with each other, it's gotten to the point where not only does this feel comfortable, but this feels like this is the exact place you were supposed to be.
Yes.
Oh.
And then when Aoi comes by, you feel someone kind of connected to you, and your first response when Aoi touches you, Reggie, and Smegwick, when Ogon comes and touches you, is your first response is, new friend! But as soon as they start pulling you, everything about this feels wrong. Like, even before you get out, you can see that they're pulling you and moving you in a way that you don't want to. You can see the edge of the light and that you're getting closer and closer to it. And everything in your brain is screaming, this is extremely bad. This is life-threatening. So...
Now, is it the fact that they're pulling us that we find life-threatening, or are we now starting to realize that this space that we're in is life-threatening?
It's the act that they're pulling you. The space itself feels like it is the best place in the world for you, and you don't
We
want to
know
Okay.
we know they're taking us from the light. They
Yeah.
want to take us out of the light.
So that being said, how do you two want to react to them?
Dun, dun, dun.
Considering that this is just an open space, and as far as we've like examined this massive room, like time and time again, there's not really anything physical to grab onto. So I'm not sure if there's anything that I can't speak for Smegwick, but I'm not sure if there's anything physically that Reggie could do beyond just like trying to futilely grip onto the floor, and he's leaving like little
Well, you could try to wriggle
fingernail
out.
scratch marks.
You could try to wriggle out of the hold.
I
Like,
do imagine it's kind of like, because it's like, no, I want to leave. No.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah,
it.
that's-
No.
He's just like trying to get someone out
you're
of
just
bed.
lying
They're
on the
not
ground
really
going,
putting up that much of a fight.
No, because I'm pulling the thing, but I'm definitely kicking my legs like, no. What are you doing?
Yeah, that's why I volunteered to grab Smegwick, since I can actually hold him.
So your checks, Crixney and Aoi, what were they?
No, 19.
26.
And what was yours, Crixney?
26, isn't it? +9?
26. Yes. No, that's just a very big number.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
so-
rolled the-
+9, so it's hard to get a low number.
By the way, Joshua in real life is 6 foot, and I almost kicked my toe off.
I rolled an 18. I have a +1.
God damn it.
Oh yeah, you're a dex-based fighter, not a
Yes, I
strength-based.
am.
Oh,
I always
God.
forget that. Don't hurt yourself. Like, D&D is not supposed to be deadly. At least
Thank you.
not for
After the fact,
players.
always
In real
helpful.
life.
Always helpful.
In real life.
So, as both of you are trying to kind of resist against this, there's really not a whole lot you can do. Especially, Ogon took Reggie. Or which one did Ogon go for? So Ogon
Reggie.
took- So yeah, Reggie, you just have this massive metal cat that is doing its best to kind of carry you like a kitten out.
No.
I'm sorry. Joshua was very distracted. Am I supposed to be rolling anything?
No, not against a 19 and a 26. And especially since you guys didn't say that you were doing anything other than. So as you guys are pulled out, you again get that same feeling that Crexney felt just a little bit ago, where everything feels wrong, everything around you, like you can hear every single sound.
No, I don't want to. Oh God, everything sucks.
My head.
Ah.
Do they remember their conversation with each other?
Yeah, there's no amnesia or anything like that.
Just making sure.
Welcome
It was just 100% oxygen happiness. We weren't like actually intoxicated or anything.
No.
No, we're coming down now,
It
so we're like,
feels like you are hungover, though.
No, kind of just a loss of inhibitions is really all it was.
As someone,
Reggie's just kind of. Oh,
I'm so sorry.
No, you go.
As someone who was actually for the second week of September was on Paxlovid, I know exactly what a very 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 bitter taste in your mouth tastes like.
Ugh.
So I'm like, why do I hate the world so much more than usual?
You got it right?
That was interesting.
all right.
Reggie, you have a mom?
That's what you got.
And Reggie just slowly turns,
God damn it, Chad.
and for like the first time, you actually see him like completely 100% serious, which never happens with him. And he's like, "What?"
You didn't know.
You didn't know you had a mom?
Yeah,
No,
you
no,
had
I-
you have a nanny.
All right, let's get back on tack of trying to figure out a way out of this room. Let's come on, let's get back to focusing, people. And he's like completely avoiding it.
Reggie,
I don't want to talk about it.
we're gonna talk later about why your voice was different.
No, we are not.
Later, and he's gonna turn.
Never.
He's just gonna. Which, by the way, also, I'm gonna say Spitwit was with me, and he's just like he's in a foul fucking mood right now.
Aw.
All right, hands Smegwick some popcorn. Get that flavor out of his mouth.
He's just like Banaka. He's just like prestidigitating his mouth. He's just like. God, nothing works. Mint, basil, nothing.
So that
Cilantro!
was interesting.
And Reggie's just like, he's not looking at anyone. His back is turned to everyone. He's just taking deep breaths, trying to go like, stay focused. Just stay focused.
Oh God.
Just focus on get out of here.
Smegwick, you were so happy.
Yeah, that almost never happens.
That light is fucking evil.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Because it makes you happy?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
like
gonna be
a
laughing.
I
Or
didn't
Rice
want.
tying the rope around him.
I didn't want to leave.
Oh God, hold.
I didn't want to leave.
I'll be back.
those hallucination drugs that I keep hearing about.
I think.
It walks
I
into the
think.
light.
I think we figured out the reason why the beholders didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's a positive thing. So either we get out of here or I'm still in for touching the
do we-
dragon.
Do we even know how to get out?
That's kind of the problem.
Yeah, there's still that glyph back there. Do we want to play around with that, or?
I'm scared that we do that. We're shutting that off, and that's 100+ beholders.
Yeah.
That may or may not. Oh gods, I've heard gods. I remember of legends about those things.
Yeah.
That light turns off, they're going to be in a foul mood.
Yeah.
Bad.
Ugh.
Well, then obviously we got to figure out how to keep the light on. But then,
If we can, the language thing doesn't make any sense of that thing.
Yeah.
well, at least we know that the light is, in a way, harmless to us, and
And that you don't want to leave when you're in it, so they're not going to try to escape for any reason.
like, have you ever had a day where it felt like everything went right? There
No.
was no hate. There was no. Yeah, I'm
No.
talking. I'm in general, not recently.
No.
Yeah, I'm talking to the wrong people here. Basically, have you ever been to a spa? Like a very good. Am I the
I
only
work-
one?
In a shipyard.
I'm going to teach you a phrase you need to learn. You need to say it like a mantra. Check your privilege. Holy shit. No, I grew up on a farm. Morning, noon, and night. Hand and dirt. Blood and finger bone.
I fixed ships. Lots and lots of ships.
It's always in the danger of disappearing with ruins.
No spa.
No spa.
Well, to be fair,
Okay,
you
okay.
did find a spa in one of the ruins that was ruined.
Well, but that's ruined. Not that I could actually go and use, enjoy.
Okay, the next time we all find ourselves in Lafatiel, I'm treating you all.
You got the coin for that? Yeah.
I'm still the quartermaster on the ship. I don't know what money you got.
Now that is something we can talk about later.
Are you earning an allowance? Do you give him an allowance?
Anyway,
So your mom.
yeah, Reggie's being
your
weirdly
mom.
avoiding of a lot of subjects here. All right, so
Does your
we-
family have a lot of currency in crypts?
Anyway, so the light is like completely ignoring it. The light.
They play the dock market.
Dock market.
Okay, light keeps beholders at bay. Light turns off. Beholders attack us.
Possibly. Or maybe they go through
Possibly.
this massive withdrawal, they explode.
Still plenty of
We
rooms in.
We would never be that lucky, though.
I know. Plenty of rooms that we still have yet to explore in this cavern, but we do not have the time to do all of
Yeah.
that.
I
So,
yeah.
we can't exactly.
Assuming
Jody,
that-
explain to me again, Jody, because it's been such a long time I can't remember. What was the specific reason why we just can't go back through where we
Locked.
first entered this room?
Environmental
lost.
controls.
Yeah, the
The
door's
last door
locked,
is essentially
and
what we-
the barrier that rose up that will allow that other door to lock won't close again until the
We get rid of what-
contaminants in the air are no longer in that little antechamber. While he's thinking about that, Aoi, you had something you were trying to say?
Oh, assuming that our way out is underneath this thing, we found a fan in another room. Maybe we could turn that on and keep the light on, assuming that Glyph is what turns them on and off. That way it'll stay in one place while we beat it up.
Well, the problem is we don't know what controls control the fan yet, though.
Yeah.
And what control the light. So we do know though there's nothing in the air that's creating that calmness for that dragon. So if we turn the fan on, it's not like it's gonna suck whatever it is out and wake that dragon up because it's the light that's
I
keeping
think
them
it's
calm.
part of it. But I think the light's the main thing.
I think it's a combination.
Mm,
Because those dart things are like, that's concentrated sleep time.
Mm-hmm.
And there was the breathing apparatus that we found
Yeah.
everywhere, so there has to be a reason for that. Besides the delicious mold.
yes. Maybe in case the light turned off. So some things might control it.
If it can be turned off, we can't even see. This room is so big, we can't even see exactly what's creating the light all the way up there.
It's the elevator.
Elevator.
The elevator.
Beholder go down.
We're
the
seeing a
hole.
lot of facets and objects, but we just do not see a connection. Each room has something different in it.
Well, we've only opened 2.
We've only opened 2.
Well, now we know we can open more without waking that dragon up. If you guys want to start working on seeing if it's a pattern in these rooms or
Maybe,
Here-
but
well,
do we
here's-
have the time?
Yeah, here's the problem. We got time is not on our side necessarily. It's just
Yeah,
it's only a matter of time before this island decides to go bobbing back down below,
yeah.
and we don't
I'm
necessarily.
sure
have the
we're
time to-
below the veil right now.
But then the entire island will go, and we can't get out.
Yeah,
I don't want this place to be my home.
yeah.
Who's gonna feed Thomas?
Himself? Not a pet.
If I didn't have such a splitting headache right now, I would scream at you.
Mm.
Agree to disagree.
No, that pisses me off more. I hate people that say that.
Yeah, me, same. Hmm.
Agree is the greatest degree. No, you're stupid. Shut up. Okay, so there's also the. I don't know. We're essentially on a friggin' quest now to like something bad's on the way. Between my patron telling me something's bad on the way, and we have these ruins telling us something bad's coming, and holy crap, there's that thing that Reggie Howie and I saw. Um, if that's any kind of an indicator of what's coming, we do not we don't need that. Apparently, this has happened once before. It's
Well, hold on. Let's think about this from the other direction here. Clearly, this place that we're in, that's where the others are trying to get to. And we just luckily have been able to get here first. What is it here exactly that they're looking for? Is it the light? Is it the beholders? Is it something in these rooms? Clearly,
this
the
place
people
was doing
that are
funky stuff with magic.
funky stuff with magic, yes. Clearly, because here's what I'm thinking here. The other party, the ones that are trying to get us out of the way by any means necessary,
Yeah.
they know that this was here because they
Yeah.
were searching for it. They were aiming for it. It's like they already knew that these ruins were here.
Oh, I don't
which
consider it
then-
a coincidence that they try to use this as a means of opportunity to get it, to buy time.
Precisely, but keep thinking about that. They knew that these ruins are here, which must mean they must know of whatever it is that they're looking for that is in these ruins. But the question is, what is it exactly that they're aiming for? Is it the light? Is it whatever makes the light? Is it the comatose beholder dragon? Is it the beholders? Is it something in this room?
That's a
What
hard question.
is it that they want?
I'm trying to remember. Above surface, magic was functioning typically, correct?
Yep. It wasn't
Once
until
we
you
got
guys got down
underground.
here that weird stuff started happening.
And it was as soon as we got deep enough to the bottom, or was it as soon as
I
we
don't
started
think, because
seeing
the entire time
stairs?
you guys are going down the stairs, I don't think you guys cast any spells.
No.
So you guys don't know exactly when it started, but you didn't start casting spells till you're on the ground.
And now that we're stuck in here, now there's no way of doing a comparison.
I hate to say, but we may actually have to try to converse with this dragon.
Yeah.
But the good news is he might be so amiable right now that maybe we can have a conversation and not worry about him wanting to nosh on us.
I mean, he is
He, she,
inside
they,
the
I mean,
light.
I don't want to do something.
He, she, they, it. We don't know. The good news is, if the light affected us like that,
Yeah.
chances are it's affecting the dragon just like that
Yeah,
as
that's what
well.
I'm saying.
So, yeah, exactly. So, well, I honestly can't think of any other reason, and it's the only other thing in this room that we can feasibly interact with, hopefully within the time frame that we have.
Yeah.
So, show of hands, who wants to touch the dragon?
I don't want to touch. I just want to converse.
Yeah.
'Cause
just
I know
wanna
you
talk
do.
with it.
All right, then we should make some preparations because everyone shouldn't go into that light. So we know
Me?
Ogon's not. Yes, Ogon's not. Or I start like petting her ears.
Yeah.
Ogon's not affected by the
Good,
light.
good, good.
Correct, Crexney?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So we can have if you're
Gonna touch the dragon.
if you give Ogon a command when you're out of the light and you're in the light, and like how does that work?
I don't know. Can he, if I tell him, if I once I touch the dragon, get me out of there, would he respond to that? Is he that? I don't. I know he's can listen, but I don't know about carry out tasks.
Yeah. What are they called again?
Just like
Steel
OPO.
Defenders.
Mhm.
It has an intelligence of 4.
Yeah.
So it's not basically to have an intelligence of 6 or higher means you can generally comprehend language in some way, shape, or form. Anything below a 6 intelligence is incapable of speech. But Steel Defenders do have the intellectual capacity to, because
Follow
in
command.
combat, you give it commands, and it will follow those. So it can perform basic tasks without too much to the difficulty. Think of it like,
Their water?
I don't know, kind of a medium to dumb dog. Dogs are, depending on the kind of dog that you have, incredibly intelligent creatures. This would not be like border collie level.
So they can
Little bit
understand.
under
He would understand like sit or this, but I don't know about carrying out a command as far as.
By-
significantly more complex than just sitting and that. Like he can
Okay.
think of like a train, like a police dog kind of thing, where they're trained to be able to fight with you, and in order to coordinate with you, that it takes a level of intelligence beyond just sit heal.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Because he can defend for you and things like that.
yeah, like if you go unconscious, the your steel defender will actually stand over your corpse and fight.
Okay.
Aw.
He's so cute.
It's
He's so
it's
cute.
in the description of the creatures. Like if they go unconscious, the steel defender will go near them and will make sure nothing touches them.
Aw.
He's so cute.
They're awesome. Steel defenders
Okay.
are cool.
So that answers your question. All right. So he can listen to me.
Well, my thought was to, like, if you give him a command where, since we know he's not affected to the light,
Mm-hmm.
if, like, something triggers with the beholder dragon, or things seem to be going south somehow, or if someone's standing outside the light and they make a sound of of alarm to get you out of there.
So you might not want to send me then, because I'm gonna tell him it's okay once I get in the light.
Yeah, I think that the problem is he follows.
That
Ogun
was-
only listens to her.
Right.
Yeah, but the second bad thing is that once we're in the light, he can't hear me like that. Oh no, yeah, he can't hear me. We can hear him. He won't be able to hear me. Can I make a walkie-talkie out of anything that's on me?
You have tinkering.
uh,
I don't know.
So
I,
artificers-
Oh, yes, because I made a blowtorch. Yes, I want to. Can I make a walkie-talkie so that he can hear me?
walkie-talkies are a little bit beyond what you have
Okay.
the ability to create. However, part of your artificial abilities is you can make these little trinkets, and one of the things you can make is a trinket that will either show a
Trinket.
particular text or make a particular sound. So if you
Okay.
if you wanted to make, like a go back
Like
to
a sound that says "go back."
yeah, if you wanted to
Come
make,
back.
you can have up to 3 of them at a time. If you wanted to make 3 different things where all they have to do is
Yeah.
just hit a button on it, and it will either go forward, go backwards, or come back to mommy or something. Whatever you want to give for the commands, you can effectively have 3 commands that will sound like your voice, but
Okay.
you won't have to be anywhere near them. And you technically won't have to give the commands. The commands will come from these little devices.
You just bust out that little junky RC controller.
The one that only one of the sticks works,
Pack-
but they
No, it's that
tell
one-
you that
it's-
2 of them work, and you can never
No,
figure out what the
Yeah.
second stick does.
It's that one. It's that one that's forward only and then back and to the left. It's like
So then, yes, we can have him call back, but again, don't send me because I'll counter that once I'm inside.
Mm.
Based off of how I felt, oh, I'm touching that dragon and there's no issues with it.
Yes, now there's no issues with it.
Yeah.
There's still no issues with it. I'm just gonna say if something goes bad, I'm all for touching this dragon. If I could, I would go in there. That's it. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go touch it.
How
Forget
long
it.
were they in the light for?
Oh God, yeah. How long were we in there?
Why don't you guys make me a history check?
Like all of us who were in the light.
Anyone that wants to can make a history check.
16.
Oh.
16.
17.
17. Okay.
Ooh, ooh.
Four.
21.
No, Reggie. You were in there. You don't know.
Okay.
18.
18. Okay. So, Krexney, Arai, and Smegwick, as you guys are going, okay, well, how long did it take for this stuff to happen? You guys all start realizing you're not sure how long they were in there for. Even Arai, having not been in the light, you're sitting there and you're kind of internal clock. You're like, well, wait a minute. This happened, and
There's
then
no
the
light.
popcorn was
There's
really
nothing.
good. I don't know. Aoi, on the other hand, as you think back, you realize that, again, your kind of internal clock feels like, well, maybe it was like 20, 30 minutes. But as you really kind of focus on yourself, you kind of look around and everything, you think probably 2 or 3 hours passed while they were in there.
She lets out a little intercurrent. She says, two or 3 hours, guys.
And anyone that speaks Draconic has just heard Aui's first swear.
Uh, Hey. That was 2 or 3 hours, guys.
How far is?
Then Smegwick intercon goes, fuck.
The
How
dragon
long it's been? It felt
itself
like only half an hour.
is probably 2,000 or 3,000 feet in. So depending on how fast you move, it's gonna minimum. It's probably gonna take 15 to 20 minutes. If you to get to them, if you slow your gait in any way, it may take multiple hours to get to the dragon.
So if someone's riding on
Jesus.
Ogon, can Ogon pull people?
Yeah.
It has an athletics of +9.
9. He can take all of us.
The one thing that's going to
Okay,
prevent it
slide
is
inside
his
doors.
physical size. He is a medium creature, so normally to ride a medium creature, or to ride a creature, it has to be one size larger than you.
Smegwick is
you're
a
tiny.
I was about to say, I know who's
Smegwick is a
going.
small. Smegwick is a
I know
small.
who's going.
Owie is considered a medium creature, unfortunately. It has to be Smegwick.
I don't know if
I'll
any of
keep
you
you.
guys want to try and get him a cowboy hat.
Okay, maybe there's something in the rooms that we were in that maybe we could make some kind of sled or something, so that if we're in there for too long, Ogon can just pull us
Or you could
out
just
without.
tie a
Yeah.
string, just like how he got you out in the first time. Just have a string tied.
Yeah,
and just,
I don't want to be just dragged at high speed on this ground. I'd like to have something.
well, how many
underneath me.
people are going?
I was kind of thinking all of us or something.
I
No.
Then Ogon.
no,
No,
I
someone
can't
has
go
to
in.
Stay out. I'm probably going to stay out because either I would wander off or just in
Yeah.
case someone needs to like get pulled out. I think I'm a pretty good puller.
And I'd probably tell Ogon not to listen to the voice that I'm commanding it to get out. So
We need a designated anchor.
I will say, you guys have a decent amount of rope. You do not have 2,000 feet of rope.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, but we don't need 2,000 feet of rope per se, right? Because if it's just tied to Ogon, Ogon's not
Oh,
going to
yeah.
be affected.
Then if
so
you just want to
it
touch
just
it
has to be
over,
long
that's fine.
enough to keep the two of them together. And even if the rope breaks, if it's one, Ogon can use his teeth to bring them back. So,
Yeah.
but he won't be able to probably do two of you guys.
Mm.
That would be the problem. It would be one person going in.
Well, I think out of all of us, I definitely have to be the one to go in because I'm not sure about anyone else. Though I think, and this is Evan talking, not Reggie. Doesn't Smegwick does Smegwick have a spell where he can do like telepathy or mind reading with another person, not just his
Spitwit has limited telepathy, kind of one-way directional.
one-way directional?
Because he's
And no one else has anything like that. Okay.
Well, Ogon
Yeah,
took you
then-
out already once, Reggie.
I know, but Reggie has detect thoughts, so
I'm saying that he can pull you out. He already got you out once.
okay, perfect. Because I feel like if this dragon is completely unresponsive but still like technically alive or something, my plan was to use detect thoughts on it and maybe establish some kind of connection with it.
So I'm curious. though,
out of
guys-
character reminder, you guys saw something we didn't when Reggie started casting.
Oh right.
In the magic. Oh,
Oh yeah.
you can't cast magic in there, Reggie.
Mm.
No, he was, but something
Can.
else was something else was kicking off.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what that was.
the
It was-
dragon
The
kinda
beholders.
twitched.
So
You notice behavior.
Oh, that's right.
beholders
Yeah.
started
That's right.
honing down.
Reacting. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
even if
Reggie
you-
don't know that.
Yeah. Even if you were going to go in and use the magic on, or, you know, how I don't know how this works. How precise is it, like, that you would actually get the dragon and not like the beholders coming out of it?
Let's see. Detect thoughts.
it's a targeted spell. So you actually choose, you personally choose who your thing. So you can't kind of misfire and accidentally get this person over here.
Well, what I was thinking is, so you can target the dragon, but beholders are coming out of the dragon's
Oh.
skin, so it's technically part of the dragon. There's like,
Oh. Well then I
That is a
think
good
well then I
question.
think we just have to find the dragon's head.
just kidding, Jody. I totally didn't. say that.
It's a very good. It's a very good question.
I mean, I think we would just have to walk around to find the dragon's like actual head.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, you guys
then
can see
I-
it's like a
It's got a
building
head.
sized head.
Okay, then I just got to make sure I'm
Like if it was a
touching my
house,
head when I do
it
it.
would probably be like five bedrooms, like 4.5 baths.
Jesus.
Be safe. Put your finger on the snoot.
Better be booping that snoot.
Yeah.
Is all I'm saying.
Or punch it if it starts trying to bite you.
Yeah.
Punch
Yes,
it in the
get as
eye.
close to the
Punch
teeth
it
as
in the
physically
eye.
possible. That's the safe part.
And then punch it.
I mean, there's nothing to say that I can't. You guys strap me to Ogun, and then it can drag Reggie if it has to drag Reggie
Right.
out.
Right.
So
Yeah. That's the other thought.
So
So that-
we didn't
Awesome.
lose our mindset too fast into there. It gradually went, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you were,
Is it-
again, after talking to Aoi, you were
Yeah.
in there for probably close to 30 to 45 minutes before it's just time kind of felt like it slowed down in there, which is why you guys
Yeah.
didn't realize how long
yeah,
it
time's a
took.
little funky, so we may need you guys out there in regardless.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I need to experiment with something. Reggie, come here.
Ah.
Fine. What is it? What is it?
Rise
gonna
in
tie a
his
rope-
experimental phase.
Yep. Arai's going to tie a rope around Reggie and push him back into the light.
Like,
And then turn to you guys. So I'm trying to see if he's going to be affected faster, since he was already
Ah.
pretty affected previously in the light. Arai's going to pull him out.
Yeah.
The one thing that you notice with how quickly it happened is once you got in the light, you weren't quite as upset that Arai just kind of
Pulled you.
hurled you. And as soon as you came out, you are somewhat offended.
And right now he's just looking at her right like,
no. This time,
Did it-
no. You
did it
said
feel-
you said yes to the himbo a little too fucking quickly. Don't you blame this?
Did it feel like when you first went into the light, or was it stronger?
honestly, felt kind of the same, but I was only in there for like 5 seconds.
Arai pushed him.
Come on.
I can't be
someone
mad
set
at
a
her, right?
timer.
I mean, this is all for the sake of trying to find out what's going on. I mean, I can't be mad at them. We're all doing this for the greater good so that we can get out of here and, be alive and joyful. And God, this light is beautiful. And that is such a nice dragon.
Would you fucking pull him back in already?
Oh,
It's like, God, what the fuck?
how about now?
Oh, I'm definitely feeling something.
Can you hear me
But
now?
did you feel as happy as fast,
Good.
or was it the same
No,
speed?
still same rate.
Okay, good. That's time to Ogon.
Time to
I am straight up.
Jesus.
I am flashing on Ghostbusters 2 when Egon was fucking with people's emotion in the control room. I've been gradually raising the temperature. They got it up to about 95 degrees in there now.
So, Jody, what did you create for your players? Well, I created this cool kind of calming beam. You know what they did
And they
with
kept
it?
pushing each
They-
other in it.
They used
Light!
it
You
to
created
throw their
science light!
players in there.
Yeah.
and yank them
then
out.
hurl them, rip them back out, and then see how emotionally scarred they are. So wait, you created
And then
did
a
it
calming
again.
light, and they used it to emotionally scar their own team? Well, it's kind of what they do.
To be fair, it was a little bit of therapy and then the harsh reality and then more therapy.
harsh reality is
Building
like
up your
a
resistance, you know.
Okay, I do.
TV
I
version of Mythbusters.
I do have to hate like one thing. I was like, okay, Evan, out of character. I'm going to ask you a serious question. Are you okay with not doing HP damage, but a little bit of harm?
Yeah, as long as it's not like actual affecting my hit points, then yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, I'm just like, okay, hold on, okay. I'm sorry, but let's just go back into the light really quick. Just like an arm's length,
Or Reggie.
arm's length.
Picks him up and moves him into the
I would just like to clarify. He is still. I'm still tied up, right?
No,
no,
you
no,
have.
You're
tied
not.
up
You're
like
not
this,
bound. You're
like
just like around the
around
waist
your
shit.
waist.
Yeah, you have
Okay,
a
that
rope
was never
on you.
clarified for me. I thought I was
Hold up,
actually like.
Hold up. Time out.
Wrap
No,
like-
but that's even better.
Arise
Reggie's
really
just-
into
Reggie's
bondage, apparently.
I mean, yes, but
How did you get me on a full
just-
shibari?
Yeah.
Time out,
for it,
time out,
yeah.
time
Why
out.
Yes,
don't you do
Smegwick.
that tie?
Yes.
Jesus Christ!
Sorry.
I was addressing Reggie when I said that.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yes.
saying. I wasn't telling you to shove him. I was like, go back in, arm's length. Just go into the light where I can reach you.
And he just kind of like marches into the light.
And I just fucking pinch you. I just.
Oh, come
you'll
on,
notice
Smegwick.
that-
Why would you do that? You know, that hurts my feelings.
You'll notice that it doesn't feel particularly painful, because I mean, pinches in and of themselves are not horribly painful in the
Yeah.
normal. And you realize that it's you notice it. The thing that you notice more is once the brief moment that Smegwick touches you, you kind of realize that he's there, and then as soon as he stops touching you, he kind of just fades away from your perception.
Smegwick, why'd you do that? Where
Pull
did
back.
you go?
Pull him back.
Pull him back. Pull him back.
Hey,
Oh.
and he goes like, God.
Did you give a shit about me pinching you?
Oh, that was weird.
Did you like it?
Smegwick? No, okay, no. Inside check. No.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
So wait, we've got Safari
Okay. Something to note. Smegwick, I was in the light, you were not. When you pinched me, in that instant, I could see you. But when you let go of me, I couldn't anymore.
Yeah, you didn't give a shit.
No, I legitimately could not see you. Like you faded from my vision.
Oh, that's the reason why the beholders didn't give a shit about us.
Interesting.
So we have to touch them.
We need more science.
No, we had
I just love how tickled Crixty is. Is like, so we actually have to touch the dragon? I was right the whole
I
time.
knew it. Only had to try to convince you guys for how long now? Delaying the
July,
inevitable.
Yes.
From the narrator comes in. From this point on, Crixty was
Crixty was-
insufferable.
I'm right.
There's a point in every campaign where the party could become the big bad guys of the next campaign, and we're getting remarkably close to that point here, real quick.
Okay. Well, we're gonna try and talk to this thing, so we got a lot of bonuses on our side. The main thing is going to be you guys pulling us back. If we can try and make this work.
Well, you'll have
Try.
Ogon. You're gonna have Ogon. He's gonna get you because he doesn't not get affected. So getting back, it won't be a problem. It's just a matter of
And,
nothing happening while you're out there.
And just to clarify, Ogon, even though he's your companion, he'll listen to us as well, right? In case
I'm
we
putting a
Hogan follows commands.
voice
Buttons.
command,
Okay.
buttons commands that are
You
gonna
ever-
say come back.
You ever seen those
Yeah.
YouTube videos where they have the little mat with all the buttons that the pets can come
And the
in
dogs
and press?
Essentially that, but 3 of
I
them.
love those.
That is alternative and augmented communication. particularly for them. It is assistive technology.
You guys are fucked.
I'm gonna make a button for Ogon.
Fucked. Stop it!
No,
It's just
no.
It's
Yes,
just
no.
the Staples button. It's just the Staples button. It's like
Yes.
That was
that was that.
easy.
All right.
No.
Well, I think we
No.
got something going here. So let's do this.
how long does that spell? Does your thought spell last?
Oh.
It's either a minute or
Let's see.
10
It's
minutes.
concentration up to 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't make it that quick.
No way.
I mean, oh shit, and we haven't taken a long rest, so I only have 1 spell slot left for it.
Yeah.
Arai's gonna go over and pat his shoulder with a little bit of bolstering magic. Bolstering magic.
Oh, but then again, even if detect thoughts doesn't work, I mean, this might be even more of a stretch, but I could also try using sending.
This
On
sounds
the
like
dragon.
he's against getting more spell slots.
I
How
don't
does
think
it
he
say
knows
you
what
give
that
you more
does,
spell
because I don't think
slots?
you've used
Oh!
that ability yet.
I have used it.
You have? Oh, then I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just
When
like
she touches you,
long
she gives
time
you more
ago.
spell slots.
So
Yeah.
you roll a
Oh.
d3, and then you regain an expended spell slot of that level.
Wait,
You
a
rolled or lower.
D3?
D6 divide by 2.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Okay, D6. That's a 1.
Cool.
Go
So
on.
first level spell slot.
All right. Oh, that's a second level.
So you
Detect
feel.
thoughts is a second level spell.
Uh-oh.
Well, you still have another first level spell slot.
I don't
all you
need
got.
any more. I'm full up on spell slots for first level.
Well, you rolled
Arai's going
poorly.
to push him into the light with some bolstering magic.
For
Try
poor
again.
rolling.
Speaking for special, he's like, have you ever considered being a
Can-
warp? No, I don't want you as a fucking. I don't want you in the fucking circle.
Can I actually do it multiple times on one person?
Do you have multiple charges of it? If you can't do it, it will say in the ability itself. And
Okay.
I'm not
Okay,
it
it
because
doesn't say.
you are the first wild magic barbarian I've ever had.
Make sure to actually click on the features, and I
So
can tell
you
you
can touch
more.
a creature.
yeah,
restrain
I'm on it.
yourself.
Yeah, I'm on it. I can take the action. No? Yeah, I can be on anyone.
No, once a creature receives this benefit, that creature can't receive it again until after a long rest.
Where?
So under bolstering magic,
Yes.
Yeah. so that is a
I'm
limitation.
just kidding.
to
He
it.
does not push you into the light. There it is.
But can you only do it once per long rest, or is it like a number of times proficiency or something?
So I can use it the number of times my proficiency, but a creature can only take it once for long rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
So theoretically, if he used it on 4 different people, he could totally do that. But it has to be 4 different people. He can't use it on the same person 4 times.
Mhm.
So what do you guys want to do?
I'm already in the
touch the
light,
dragon.
so
No, you're not in the light.
I'm
not.
pulled out. Okay.
Yeah. I would have pushed you into the light if that would have given
Yeah,
you
look,
some of the bolstering magic, but it doesn't.
Roll
so
for
you wouldn't have been pushed in
whiplash.
the light.
Like that moment in Shanghai Nights where Jackie Chan is just turning the wheel and Owen Wilson is just going in and out of the water.
Craxney, make Reggie a neck brace.
So Spegwick, are you sitting on Ogon?
I'm guessing. Are you guys strapping me in, or
Yes.
yeah?
Okay.
So
So
Rai's waiting to
Unless-
Shibari you.
Waist down, strapping rope. That's it, you freak.
Yes, you can still do it with free hands.
We really need to get an HR on our ship.
Thomas, upgrade.
Thomas is not an HR. He's still trying to fucking handle himself on the
you
ship.
guys are so interested in the guard that took you to the jail.
That was the janitor.
The janitor. There
It's,
we
like,
go.
it's the golden rule of all D&D games. There's one NPC that you have to adopt.
One?
Dang it.
Yep, we have a ship. We still have
You're
no
filling 'em
buildings.
As long as we have extra
need it,
bunks.
In another campaign I
added
have,
on
we
it.
adopted a
Someone-
flying, talking, flaming skull who sounds like Skeletor.
So Reggie, how would
So
you
are
like
we
to be
are we
tied
doing
to
this?
Ogon?
Are we trekking to the dragon?
Yep,
Reggie, how
we're
would you
going.
like to be tied to
Go,
Ogon?
go, go, go,
I
go.
will say Ogon
Waste.
will not be able to,
To carry both of them.
Right, he's not carrying him.
He's gonna hold his rope.
Oh,
That's
okay.
about
He's
it.
gonna hold it. Yeah.
So
Worst case scenario, he's dragging us out.
effectively,
Yes.
Yeah.
Reggie is taking Ogon on a walk.
For a walk.
Yes.
Aw.
Well, no, Ogon's
A
taking
goblet
Reggie for a
strapped
walk.
to him.
Yeah.
Aw.
Ogon is taking Reggie for a walk.
I mean, if you ever like, I had a beagle. She took me on poles.
Yeah. So.
I like big dogs being walked by small children because it's always adorable when the children realize, oh, this dog can pull me. They go, Mom!
I mean, it could always be like Rugrats where the kid can actually ride atop by the huge dog.
Anyway, so
Are
to
we
move
getting
things
ready to
along,
push?
Let's go.
Now we're moving along.
you guys are on. You guys are going through, and again, as soon as you get in there, things start to kind of calm down. You start feeling good. Ogon seems completely unaffected and just keeps moving. And Smegwood, since you're effectively kind of attached to Ogon, at first it's a little bit uncomfortable because riding bareback on a metal tiger effectively is not the most comfortable thing in the world. But
Ropes
as
feel good.
I really should have asked for a pillow. My coccyx is gonna be fucking killing me when we get out of this.
as you continue to go and Ogon kind of gets into his stride, it kind of has a similar effect to like a rocking motion if you're in like a rocking chair or something, where you just kind of get used to the motion and everything feels about right. And Reggie, every so often, you
I
kind of
would
start.
rock 500 miles an hour.
Every so often, you start to kind of slow down and go, you know what? This is a great place to sit down. And as soon as you have that thought, you are pulled forward as
Oh.
Ogon continues to go.
Go, Ogon, go.
So
And it's not like Ogon's jerking me. He is going a consistent, static pace. It's me who is like stopping in the middle of the road.
I think if he wanted to, he could go 40, right?
You can go.
yeah.
If he wanted to.
Run.
So you guys get there within about like 30-ish minutes, since Ogon, other than every so often having to slow his pace so that he doesn't pull Reggie's arms out of their sockets. You guys eventually get to this thing, and it's bigger than it seemed from so far away. Anytime you see a very large object from a far away, as soon as you get close to it, it just seems massive.
Oh wow, this thing could swallow his whole.
Oh
The
my
teeth
lordy
alone, that
lord.
every so often when you see it kind of exhale, the mouth will open ever so slightly, and the teeth alone are the size of like school buses.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
it's just this massive creature in front of you. And being there, despite being inside this kind of pillar of calm, you guys are very aware of this thing's presence, and you no longer feel calm. You're not panicking or freaking out or anything, but being this close to this massive creature has counteracted a lot of the effects of
So now we
this
feel
thing.
normal.
For the most part, yeah.
It's like there's a level. There's like the level of things are like the levels are fighting each other, and so there's kind of like
You do notice
a
that
equilibrium, sort of.
perception-wise, if you're not actively connected to someone, they still do seem to kind of fade out of your perception. So that still happens, but you're no longer calm.
Well,
Well, this is friggin' terrifying.
okay, so
And there's
I'm
that
gonna do
thing in
this
the back of your head that is telling you you should be more afraid of this.
Yeah, my pants are very dry right now.
My legs are very much non-shaking.
Can I craft while they're walking?
Yeah, what would you want to do?
I was thinking, so the poison that Arai found is like, if we touch it, it's toxic.
No, if we breathe it, if we look at it the wrong way, if If we look at it the right way,
You're talking about
Is there
the
any
the
way that I
mold?
could
the
essentially?
mold.
Yes. Would there be any way I can essentially like make it into a bomb, so to speak, like something that will explode on contact, like without me physically touching it?
You would need some sort of protective gear to do that, and it'd be a couple different rolls to see. And if you fail any of those rolls, you get exposed to it. So it's dangerous. It's possible, especially since there's a lot of just random junk that you can find around
Yeah.
you. I have a hard time thinking you wouldn't be able to jury rig something. There's just, again, as Arai has told you already, it is deadly.
Yeah, no,
So
thank you.
if you want to, you can.
Can I start creating the ball of it, because Ogon's not affected by any poisons?
Yeah, sure.
At least the
If you wanna
construct of it.
if you wanna do that while they're going in, just make me a tinkering tools check.
What is
And
that? +7? Yeah.
We're too far away to give a shit about
18,
actually making
19,
biohazard
21,
material.
22, 25.
25. So yeah, you it's gonna take you kind of most of the time that they're in there, because you have to go around and find different parts and things like that. So Arai and Aoi, you would kind of watch as Krexney is watching them go away. As they get probably about 100, 200 feet away, you start noticing that Krexney's attention is starting to wander. And then she just kind of wanders off.
Oh no.
And if you watch her go to a couple different panels, and you'll see her take out some things and then put them back, and then she'll go to another one, she'll find like broken glass and put it down, and it seems that she's just grabbing random items, and then it'll come back to where you guys are and just put them down, then go off again.
So essentially, again, right now I'm just building the case that's going to explode, not what's in it yet.
Yeah,
So-
but that still requires you kind of
Yeah.
going a bunch of different
Yep.
places to find the parts.
Just wanted to make sure that was the idea.
Yep. So, back to Smegwick and Reggie. What are you guys thinking? What do you want to do?
Well, there's really no time like the present. I step just a little bit closer to the giant dragon's head, and I am gonna start things off and cast Detect Thoughts on it.
As you are about to cast the spell,
Oh dear.
you feel this kind of blast of air from it that is not enough to push you down, but is enough to unsettle you a bit. And you suddenly hear in this voice that seems to come from everywhere all at once, "What are you doing? When did you bathe last?" And suddenly this massive building-sized head starts turning towards you. And the entire body starts to kind of rock and roll itself into a new position. And suddenly this eye that takes up half or 3/4 of the space of this head just opens.
Oh no.
And you just have this massive eye kind of looking at you incredulously.
Most terribly sorry for disturbing you, my good sir. Me and my compatriots here, we happened upon this place underground, and we
don't care what your story is. You are foul. Go away.
Right. Okay.
If I can get the sense, okay, just so I can know, because this is 100% not sounding like what I was expecting, but again, this is a Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Smegwick will go like, okay.
Oh.
He will start speaking in Draconic. We please beg your forgiveness for disturbing you, oh great and terrifying personage. Who may we have the pleasure and honor of addressing?
Are you telling me You came all the way here, and you don't even know my name? Do you not realize how insulting that is?
Do you know who I am?
What?
We know of your great presence that we thought was only in myth. However, your name has been lost to
Myth?
legend.
What are you saying? My kingdom extends for tens of thousands of miles. Everything you can see from the city of the Spire is my kingdom. Where are you from that you do not live in my kingdom?
Is this loud enough for us to hear? Or is it
Uh,
just enough for them?
It is
'Cause at this
loud
point
enough
we-
for the people in the camp to hear. This is a booming, resonant voice.
So we can hear that they're not in danger per se.
As far as you can tell, you can only hear
Interpretive.
his side of the conversation. Whatever Reggie and Smegwick are saying
Fair.
is lost to acoustics.
Yeah.
But
It's like
Well, fair, but I wanted to because
like that. Kind of
pressing the button because we see you in fear. Because if we can hear him having a conversation,
Yeah,
I'm
you can-
not going to
it's-
press the button yet to
it's
come
not
back.
completely clear.
Okay.
But it's clear enough that you can understand it.
Okay.
You know, again, you're 2,500 feet
Yeah.
away, so but it is a very, very loud voice coming from a massive, massive creature. So yeah,
Right,
you can hear
okay.
what the creature's saying.
Okay.
Was there any movement from the beholders when Reggie did his?
Reggie did not have a chance to cast the spell.
Oh.
Before
We
he
started
cast the
talking.
spell,
He was
got
he
hit.
was about to, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will say, if you want to kind of keep track of the beholders while this conversation is going on, just give me a perception check.
Okay.
I will do that.
And then, Aoi, do you have something you wanted to say?
Oh, why? But what about that shadowy place, kind sir? That's beyond our borders. You must never go there, whoever the lot of you are.
Everything
16.
the light touches is our kingdom.
What
I've been
about that
practicing.
shadowy place? What the fuck did I just say?
Yes.
Listen, you
Not-
little punk. When I tell you where the kingdom is, you listen. There's going to be a quiz after this. You're part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
Eh,
Your, lack,
For,
your
14.
lack of faith disturbs me. So
Uh,
what was it?
15 minus 1, 14.
14, and then Uri? 3?
16.
16.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I don't know my numbers in sign language. I did at one point, and then I forgot all of it.
I guess, but
In
I
the,
guess
in the same
I
way
guess-
that I used to be almost fluent in French, and now I can read some of it.
just every goddamn time. Every goddamn time, roll perception.
So while you two are kind of observing, you do notice that the kind of beholder patterns have changed slightly, but they don't seem to be coming down or anything like that. But something has changed. You're just not really sure what it is. Smegwick and Reggie, you guys are completely oblivious to this. You can't see that far.
Yeah. Well, we are travelers from a far off land, and that is the reason why we have sought your great personage out. For the remainder of this, I will have to speak common. My fellow associate here is not as well versed in the other tongues as I.
Speak whatever language you want. I understand all. As
yeah, Reggie just kind of looks at Smegwick like the fuck?
omnipotent gods should.
Oh.
There have been a great many examples and people who have discussed you, but we believed you only. We didn't dream to ever actually meet you in
So
person.
you traveled to my kingdom to pledge your loyalty and ask me to cleanse yours as well.
Once?
Cleanse?
Obviously, your kingdom is full of unbelievers and blasphemers. Were I to control it and bless it with my magnificence, they would need to be cleansed.
Crixia, how close is your hand to that button?
I'm there. Tell me when.
Like Smeg's just kind of looking at Reggie, like, "Gonna have to go for broke here if we're gonna try and find anything out."
I mean, I'm open to ideas on how we can convey what we're needing.
We have come here to inquire about a great time upon which you may have been involved as a person such as powerful as you.
Person,
Ding.
I am a
God.
god.
A mortal misspeak.
A deity.
Please forgive my primitive tongue.
I will allow it, since I am in such a good mood. But
Wonder why.
I would urge you to get to your point.
What glory was your part in this great struggle in the battle upon which between the great forces, and he will go into the speaking of the ruins of the battle.
I know of no battle. There were disagreements that were taken care of before I assumed this form. There were many organizations that felt they could rule. They were wrong, and when I completed my transformation, I showed them how wrong they were. But that was ages ago, since ascending to godhood. There has been nothing but peace and prosperity for all.
Yes. Do you know we were seeking out your staff, your worshippers. We saw nary any. Do you know what perhaps may have happened to them?
You see the massive city block sized brow furl. What do you mean you do not see my attendants? And you see him kind of lift his head to you slowly, but massive creature. You see him kind of look around. Well, you must be looking in the wrong place. I have told them many times I prefer my solitude. The weight of creation is heavy.
Well, fortunately, I think someone may have been sleeping on the job. If you could tell us how to leave this room, we will make sure that they are properly whipped.
Leave. And you see him, you watch as his eye massive eye becomes unfocused.
The proper way to exit the chamber. We seem to have become stuck.
Where you see him get up and you watch as he kind of plants his feet and his full massive body starts getting higher. So, where are my attendants? How, and he turns back to you, how did you get in here?
We walked a great many steps to the center of your great kingdom by access.
Of course you did. The city on the spire is elevated above the world to show my magnificence.
What?
Smegwick. And like Reggie leans in. Smegwick, I have a feeling he doesn't know that time has passed.
No
Doesn't know that time has passed. I am omnipotent. I know
ground.
all. I see all.
Can you see me?
Is
He
it,
seems to
and Red-
completely ignore Arai.
do we hear that?
No, I know.
No.
I know we don't hear that. now.
Okay.
You liar!
I grow tired of these games and your double speak. And he kind of repositions himself, so now he's looking directly at you. You will tell me the name of the kingdom you came from and how you arrived in my domain.
Well, that's a long story.
Well, that's a story as we say. And while I tell you this, Reggie, why don't you play some ambience?
Oh yeah, most certainly. And
lullaby.
yeah, lullaby. Yeah. Reggie pulls out his violin. He does his standard like wrist like exercise, and he then just starts to play his violin. And he tries to play a very smooth, soothing melody.
Okay.
And with
as
that,
soon as
Jody,
you-
I'm actually going to send you a message.
Yep. I think I know exactly what you're saying. And as
Okay.
soon as as soon as you start playing, those of you guys on the outside, you can't really hear what he's playing, or not hear it incredibly clearly. But as soon as he does start playing, you notice that the beholders up above have now kind of focused on that area. And then
Button.
The kingdoms we come from are insignificant, but in your grand design, personally a pebble upon the driveway, upon the cul-de-sac upon which you dwell. We are but humble visitors who have sojourned beyond this point, and Smegwick is basically going to he's going to do the presentation, but he's dragging out what should be there's 1,000-word minimum count, but he was right in the report like when he was on the bus, and so he's really dragging out the presentation in front of the class,
okay.
and he is doing a lot of padding while he is waiting for Reggie to go to sleep, na, 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 na. And he is just basically trying not to give up too much information regarding the Tempest sovereignty, the fact that he's on the Veil right now, because he's not even sure. This dude might even know where what plane he is on.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jody, I did send you that message. And yeah, this entire time. Oh crap. Yeah, this entire time he's playing
So as he's before you can do that, as he continues playing, you start noticing that the more he plays, you watch his. At first, it just seems that maybe he's putting a little bit too much pressure on the bow, because you can start seeing the thread part of the bow. I can't remember what any of the parts of a bow are called anymore. But the thread part seems to be kind of
The
bending
string.
under the pressure. And then you watch as the wooden parts start to turn as well. And then you watch as the strings themselves on his violin start mutating into strange shapes and start growing thicker in places and thinner in that. And you watch as the neck starts to kind of turn around.
What the fuck?
Yeah, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here.
Are we
Yeah.
witnessing the violin version of like Honor Among Thieves?
Oh no.
It was like the violin.
Kind of similar to that.
I get that. What the
Venus, what
Yep.
what button are you pushing?
Come back.
Oh, so come back. Okay. So as you guys are doing that, you suddenly hear a very clear voice from Krexney that just says, "Come back," and Ogon just, okay, and you start going away. And
Probably not that fast. You got two of you guys. It's probably slow.
Well, he can
and
carry me, no problem. He knows he's gonna drag Reggie.
as you guys do that, you see the large creature. Where are you going?
We're gonna go see who needs to be properly whipped for not introducing you properly with fanfare, sir.
Roll me a
My lord
deception
deity.
check.
My lord deity,
You get my friends.
Hakuna Matata.
With disadvantage.
Oh god.
no.
Oh god.
Why am I getting this?
Because the
Big ass beholder
thing,
eyeball.
Oh no.
the
I'm not
All
mad.
seeing
Magical?
eye.
I'm not magical.
no, the thingy-ma-thing. The light that you're in. There we go.
Oh.
The light that you're in now that you're getting away, is this starting to affect you again?
Okay, well, fine. I'm using my inspiration. I'm rolling flat.
Go for it.
Hey, if you're watching live, you can help us.
Yes, please help us.
Please do.
Maybe deception. Like 18.
18.
You didn't
9
make
plus
it, sorry.
Now
9 plus 9.
you lie to my face, and you
No,
watch,
I just don't enunciate very well.
and you watch as this dragon-like monstrosity starts to stand up. You see its wings unfurl.
Oh shit.
Has there been any? Sorry to interrupt. Has
Go
there
ahead.
been any movement from his skin, like another beholder's gonna come out?
Good question. Another perception check for me, please.
Okay.
Because there's just so much of it that you'd have to kind of look to see if one did.
21.
I'm looking at him.
As far as you can tell, you don't see another one coming out right now. But you do see a few of the kind of bumps becoming more defined and much more kind of eye-shaped instead of just like raised bumps on the skin. But nothing is coming out as of yet.
Part of that question was to see if, like, the dragon has not noticed these movements and growths at all, has he?
As he's not reacted to any of that, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
Have the other beholders reacted to him?
They were kind of focused on where you guys are, and then when he got to kind of full height, you actually watched as probably about 2 or 3 dozen of them, as his wings unfurled, got smacked by the wings.
Oh.
And they're far enough away that it takes a good like 5 or 6 seconds for the kind of thudding sound of them impacting the walls, and then you watch as they just fall from the air on the other side.
They're dead?
They're
they still
no
on the
longer.
light?
Out.
They are currently falling.
Oh.
Whether
they're
they're dead,
falling?
unconscious, you're
Well-
not sure, but they are definitely falling.
Let me just say this: wing slap, hit wall, smack. That's already some damage there. They're
Yeah.
thousands of feet up. There is a dice limit on how many on falling damage. It's a lot though.
Yeah.
It's called terminal velocity.
Yep.
And theoretically, I'm trying to remember how far you have to fall to reach terminal velocity. I think it's only
Not
like
that far.
2,000 feet. Like, it's not an
Yeah,
exorbitant
go-
amount.
Go fish from a cliff.
So yeah, it's gonna take them a little bit of time before they impact, and they're going to impact on the other side of this giant creature. So
About
you don't
12
know.
seconds, which covers 450 meters or 1,500 feet.
So yeah, you're not sure what's going to happen to them when they hit the ground, and you won't be able to see. But they're definitely falling at, what is it, 30 feet per second per second? Yeah.
You know that scene in Tremors where bits of them start falling after being blown up?
So anyway, you guys see this massive creature, and he kind of rears up on his hind legs. You hear him just scream, and then suddenly you feel a vibration in the ground, and it takes a few seconds. You hear this, and you watch as, if you've ever seen like Jacob's Ladder in real life, where you I think that's what they're called, where you see these little beams of light just kind of.
Oh no, that's
Pierce-
Jacob's Ladder is the electricity going.
Oh no, I can't remember what they're called anymore. But like the clouds part for just a little bit, and you see
God's
this like,
rays.
there we
They
go,
call them God's rays.
God's rays. There we go. You just see this kind of light shoot down. You see kind of the opposite effect happen. You watch as in this beam of light, you watch as this tiny bit of darkness just comes and deluminates just a tiny little spot on the floor, probably no more than maybe about 6 inches in diameter. And then the ground shakes a little bit more, and you see half a dozen more of these little beams of darkness start coming down.
Are they touching him?
No, they just seem to be in random spots throughout this entire place. And then you guys hear this incredibly loud explosion.
He broke the therapy light.
And as you watch, you see chunks of the ceiling start falling from thousands of feet above you.
Move.
And since Ogon is kind of double timing it right now, why don't you roll me an athletics check for Ogon?
Not good, not good, not good.
Drop the dice. Hold on.
Runaway dice!
It landed on 14.
Are we
And
counting
then-
4 dice?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. If it rolls off the table, we don't count.
11. Oh, okay. 11 and 9 is 18.
18. Okay. 11
11
and 9 is
9
20.
is dirty 20.
I'm sorry, 20. kidding.
It's like, my math ain't great right now,
Just
but
kidding.
Not like
Um,
you work with numbers.
so Ogon is now going full tilt.
Ah!
Ah.
Smegwick, you are uncomfortable but perfectly fine. Reggie, on the other hand, I'm gonna have you roll me an acrobatics check.
No gosh.
Oh joy.
Yeah. Because you need to see if like you can like drag your feet and like, water ski.
Yeah.
Oh, 21.
Oh shit.
Sure. So as you're going, he starts pulling, and you start to kind of face plant at first. And as you hit the ground once, you kind of pop yourself back up, and suddenly things are falling around you, and you find a piece of rubble that you're able to kind of plant your feet on, and are basically using it as a surface that you can kind of glide on as you go through. Those of you on the outside, you have about 10 minutes of watching them running straight towards you, dodging various obstacles and the things like that. There's a few times that you see larger parts of the ceiling falling down and coming very close to hitting them, and Ogon will just like shoulder charge in the opposite direction, and you watch as Reggie just barely like gets missed by some of these things. Is there anything you guys want to do in the kind of 10 minutes while they're running towards you? Just, rah!
There's a dragon behind you.
I think they're aware.
Araya is just handing out more popcorn.
We're all sitting down.
No, we are
I've
not.
crafted chairs.
you
Pop out.
you guys suddenly hear sharpshooter, and then 3 long chairs.
Up here, out of magic.
Hey, like, I wonder if they're gonna try to start shooting those sleepy time arrows at him or not.
Do we?
There's too many. What is that
There's
one
too
arrow gonna hit? Like,
Far. The dragon.
and I can't shoot that far.
Yeah, none
Yeah,
of
I
us
mean,
can.
max range for a hand crossbow is 120, I think.
I'm just gonna load one in just in case.
Yep,
Just
perfectly fine.
It's a matter of time until he decides to get closer to us.
load one
So
in.
as this is happening, you can see the dragon itself is having bits and pieces kind of fall on him. You can see him getting upset, and suddenly this large piece of the ceiling starts coming down, and you watch him turn to it, and from his center eye, you watch as this beam of light is shot, and you watch as the entire piece is disintegrated, along with probably 100 beholders that happen to be in the way.
That's
Popcorn
so
goes back.
awesome.
Where's the closest door to us that's open?
There's the big door that's about about 1,000 feet away, because that's how big the ring is that you guys are at the very edge
Damn
of.
it.
And then the next door after that would probably be another. I think it was another 1,000 feet away from that. So
Oh my god.
So we should probably go through a door that's smaller than the size of this thing.
All the
Yeah.
doors.
there
All
are
the
no
doors are
doors.
smaller.
I was gonna
I'll
say,
say all the
all
doors.
of them are.
Well, but I thought we had opened a door and been near, and we're still near like the fan door or whatever the last door we went in.
All
Yeah,
the doors are too
each-
small though.
Each one of the doors is
Oh,
roughly about like
yeah.
1,000 or 1,500 feet
For the
apart.
beholder.
Right.
That big beholder can't get through it.
That's why I'm saying we should probably go into a room.
All of them.
Granted, he disintegrated everything, but sounds better than staying in the open.
But
As
that won't.
Go ahead, Howie.
But that won't prevent him from just cutting the mailman, aiming a die at us, and just blasting us directly. Total party kill.
Yep.
I'm just gonna
Somebody
yell,
run.
I didn't get a chance to touch you. Hey!
Oh, for frick's sake.
I didn't touch you, it's not fair.
I really like that. That's amazing.
Arai thanks the gods for the sacrifices and picks up his friend. That is
Yeah.
for him.
Alright, so what are we doing, people? Going through a door? I don't got time to
Yes.
blow anything up.
Nope, we're going through a door. We need to seek cover
Are we
right
are
now.
we back yet?
No, you guys still aren't back yet, but we're deciding what to do while
Jeez.
you're running towards us.
Yeah.
You were 20 minutes walking speed away from us where we were.
Well, that was walking.
Yeah.
I know.
So
So we're
Um,
deciding while we're watching you run.
it takes it takes about 10 minutes for them to get there, and in this time you can see this dragon creature is just trying to figure out, and you can hear every so often he'll yell out something like how dare you defile my kingdom, and other things like that. He just seems very taken aback at what's happened here.
I think at this point now, because of the beam situation and the light and all like there, so I think now Smeg was kind of like, he's kind of running at the mouth, but he's also kind of like, oh, this is absolutely terrifying. He's like, we didn't defile shit. Your kingdom's been lost for God knows how fucking long. You friggin' lunatic.
I'm gonna build a statue of it so that I can give it to him as a gift.
take a little bit more time than you have now, but sure, great. Those are good life goals.
Next.
Here you go. I brought you a present.
By the time you all get together, you see, again, a massive part of the ceiling just kind of collapse. And this time, instead of disintegrating it, he just kind of moves out of the way. And you watch as it just kind of crumbles in the ground. And suddenly, you guys see something diving through the air incredibly fast.
Superman.
As it
Wonder Woman.
gets closer, you start to see more features. It seems very vaguely humanoid, but it has
I'm sorry, is it person-sized or is it giant?
person-sized.
Okay.
It seems vaguely humanoid, which is why it took so long for you guys to figure out what it was. It was a speck, but it was moving faster than the beholders, faster than everything, just diving straight down. It seems to have wings on its back, very, very dark. Still kind of feathery, like you would see from like maybe an eagle or something like that, but almost kind of pitch black feathers, and gives kind of a strange kind of negative feeling when you look at them. And suddenly, as the creature gets about eye level with this dragon, the wings flare out, and you can see the figure. It's has kind of paler skin, pretty kind of big white hair with a blue streak going down them. And you could see in one hand it's holding this very strange looking staff that has this massive jewel on the end of it that seems to be kind of encased in a blade almost. And you see the creature go, "Oh, great, Coriel Strax! Your humble servants have returned to you to help you ascend to the heavens and cleanse them of the unbelievers. I am your eternal servant, Tetza." Finally, something I need. Where shall I go? Mighty Coriel Strax, you have been imprisoned here by your enemies. Ascend to the heavens with me, and I shall show you where to aim your wrath. And you see the dragon kind of look at her, stare, and you see this beam hit her and kind of obliterate everything around her, and you watch her just kind of standing there. And then she looks at him and kneels in the air. I am eternally your servant. O great and powerful Lord, Master, Protector, Redeemer, Cleanser of all the unholy. And you watch as she gets closer and closer and just basically kind of lands on the creature's head, and then suddenly the wings go up and push down, and the creature shoots up faster than you think should be possible for a creature that large. You guys feel the sonic boom come off of it, and you are blasted back about 15 feet. You don't take any damage or anything, but your ears ring for a little bit from it. You can see the remnants of the circle of light are kind of disintegrating around you. And you see the remaining beholders are kind of like blinking at themselves. Some of them have gotten close enough to the ground that you can actually see them. And they all kind of look up, and as one, just go out and start filtering out of this massive 1.5 mile wide hole that has been created in the roof.
Well,
Unfortunately, that is where we're going to end it for tonight. As always, if you missed any of this, again, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/TrainerJody. Yeah, because we have some people watching today. I'm gonna check to see who's streaming.
Yeah,
While you're doing that, guys, are we the bad guys now?
Right.
No,
It
we
was-
are
it wasn't-
not.
No, assuredly
I
not.
don't know what to think
It was just-
now.
Should we just do?
No, that's the bad. That was
I
the
didn't
bad.
do it.
But
It wasn't me.
we let the bad out.
Who let the
We
bad
did
out?
not let the bad out. She let the bad out.
Who let the bad out? Who?
Us.
The
Anyway,
horrible, scary lady with the staff.
Mm.
Couldn't come in until we had him break the ceiling.
so
We let him out. We touched the dragon.
anyway, guys, we're gonna raid a new friend of mine. His name's Schultz Wolf. He's a super chill dude. Been having a lot of fun getting to meet his community and everything like that. So check him out. Otherwise, again, that is all for me today, and I will see you guys in the next time. All right. Bye-bye.